Hi Needlepoint friends, I'm Taylor, that guy who needlepoints, and I'm going to do a deep dive of my completed, let's say just stitched projects, because some of them have the extra rows ready for some type of finishing, and some don't, and this is where my definition of a completely stitched project sort of like ends. Great, the design is stitched, but then those pesky extra rows. But let's not talk about that so much, but just dive right in. This is an amazing Hello Tess design that actually was maybe like my third or fourth stitch project. I really love this three-dimensional eye effect that I was able to achieve, and then I just sort of freehanded this with a bunch of vertical stitches to kind of give like a dimensional texture to this hand. Next up, from the Stitching Fox in North Carolina, of course, Blue Ridge Stitchery. I'm from Virginia, so this sort of view of the Appalachian Mountains is pretty familiar to me. And my goal here was to like finish this and then actually have it framed as like this beautiful like micro frame, even though I know it's also could be key fob. I graduated from VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University, so go Rams, and this is obviously a shape that I know will have to have extra rows put on it to make it into an ornament, and I got this from the Stitching Studio in Richmond, Virginia. This was actually my second-ish project that I did. This Chill Pill was released after Morgan Julia's, original Chill Pill, and then quite shortly after I stitched it, I was like bummed out because I realized that this part of these threads were dirty, and I've never been one to motivate to like rip something out and redo, so I'm just not really sure. It does look like I stitched pretty well here. This was also when a lot of people in the needlepoint community were like doing like show me back of your canvas challenges, which I think was just some way to like see how good we were. This was me back then, really kind of being conscious of stopping and starting stitches. This is also really easy canvas too, but just keeping it super clean. And now I like jump from here to there to like wherever, because the back of my canvas is between me and my canvas and nobody else. This was an amazing canvas that I got in Hawaii, and I've stitched this entire thing other than this sort of cry neck. This whole thing's made of velvet, and I absolutely love stitching with velvet, like I said in my last video, but I just love the colors of this little tiny kimono. Obsessed with her. This also I got from Needlepoint, etc. in Hawaii. So I don't know if anyone's in Honolulu. This is the sweetest little shop here. But I had to get a Hawaiian shirt. And the more and more I look at like my projects as like a whole, as a sort of like retrospective, I realize that I'm such like a decorative stitcher. Like I think that that's what keeps me engaged in needlepoint, is really breaking away from basket weave or continental stitch. And I really prefer to like add in some of those things. This Morgan Julia was an early on project. Again, one I just need to stitch some rows around to sort of get that off the ground and get that finished. Another way that I like to keep my interest in needlepoint is also just like switching up fibers and just doing something different. This was like a fuzzy fiber, maybe some kind of like wool, but of course it has that fuzz, but this is that iconic Lady Di black sheep sweater. Again, something that I need to do my rows around and figure out what that background is and get her finished. And then this was causing a stir through my bag. Sometimes I even forget that I stitched this or even have this, and I need to, again, figure out what a finisher needs in order to turn this into a mini stocking, because I know they'll probably need an extra row around, which I've done one, which doesn't seem like a lot. But I do love this canvas. I don't know, this could have originally been meant to be a Bichon or something different, but I sort of like stitched him into the pattern of hair of our Westie, and then used a bunch of sparkle fibers. But this was actually my first stint into beading. So I did beads on the intersections of all of this velvet down here and then some French knots. So this has been sitting in my bag for maybe 2 years and I need to get it out finished. So anyone who does really great work with mini stockings, maybe I can break my trust issues and hand over my project.